I'm trying to figure out or let come to me what the next evolution is and where to go.
Well, does it feel to you that your day-to-day experiences are causing an expansion or an evolution of your desire?
Sometimes, but not always.
There's something that we're hearing in your question to us, and it's common. It's something that we hear from a lot of you. There's a distortion in understanding that we're going to clarify here for you. The basis of this conversation is about momentum, but it's also about inspiration. It's about allowing. It's about receiving. It's about manifesting. So just sort of stay with that flow just a little bit. So let's say that you're trying to decide something. Well, instead of deciding it, receive it. And feel the difference between a decision and a receiving.
Okay.
So, I just got an idea. Oh, I have the best idea. Feel the difference between I have the best idea and I'm receiving a really good idea. So, we've been talking about asking, which sounds like deciding, doesn't it? I know what I don't want, so I've decided what I do want. And then we say, what you've asked for immediately becomes. And then you have to find a way of receiving what you've asked for. So, what we want to say to you, and it feels odd to someone who prides themselves in being decisive, but you've already done the asking, and now your work is to do the receiving. But what's interesting about that is that as the receiving begins to happen, it feels like the deciding. When what you've been asking for manifests, there is a sort of completion of the cycle that is so satisfying that as it happens within you, it feels to you like that's the point that you're making it happen. But it isn't the point that you're making it happen, because the whole thing is necessary for the becoming of it. Now, we've been saying that to you even in this forum a few times, and so we know you sort of kind of get it, and we know you're sort of kind of sick of that conversation because we keep having it. So let's make it more tangible. So we want you to focus for a little bit on being in a moment where ideas are flowing to you. And we want you to think of those ideas that are flowing to you as manifestations. Manifestations that are occurring to you. Manifestations that are being realized by you. So rather than deciding, we will use the word realization. We won't use the word something is being revealed to you now, all of a sudden, because it's been being revealed to you for a very long time. It's just that now you are in the stance of realizing it. So there was so much that you put into motion. Our friend wanted to know what's really in my vortex. There was so much that you put there even before you became consciousness in this physical body, because you knew what the framework of a really wonderful life experience would be. So there was so much that you put there. And because it was there, the characteristics of you as you were born, the way you evolved, even the environment in which you were born, all of those were perfect, satisfying components to these intentions that you had set forth. Now, a lot of people want to say, just give me the big picture. Just tell me who it is that I'm supposed to be. And we say, every single time we try to do that, you make a comparison between that and where you think you are, or that and what you think you want, and everything gets all mixed up. That's why for the last many hundreds of thousands of incarnations, that's not been the way you have wanted to play that game. In other words, you don't want standards to be set by something that feels like it's outside of you that you are now trying to live up to. You want to be the discoverer of that. In other words, that's what the molding of the clay is right here and now. It's the preparing of your ability to be the realizer of what's there. So that's why we began all those years ago, as we began expressing through Esther in this format, to say 3 steps to the process. You ask, law of attraction and the source within you causes a formulation of it, and then you get to the place that you are allowing it or receiving it. So in the context of this conversation, we want to call the deciding moment, the receiving moment. The moment when you realize, and really, that was a lot of talking that we just did to sort of speak your question all over again, because that's what you basically said to us in the few words that you spoke as we first began here. You said, I've been doing a lot of things, I've been living a lot of life, I've come to a lot of conclusions, and now I want to know. And can you feel what we're getting at? We want you to back away from the sense that there's stuff that I should be doing or that I'm meant to do, and instead just accept that you've created all kinds of things that have already gathered a lot of momentum. And when you were in that place of chilling out, that place of not trying so hard, that place of not caring how you are perceived by anyone else, when you become someone who just wants to realize what you have already created and wants to experience the satisfaction of that realization, that's that sweet spot that you are reaching for.
And I've had a lot of that. That's what's led me to where I am. I've noticed from this and kind of just life experience that things I've put into my vortex before I knew the word vortex, desires or places to go, eventually did manifest and did bring me to things that I've always wanted and experiences that I've always wanted. And when it happens, it's usually effortless. It's because of the desire, but I didn't put a time frame on it, or I didn't say, okay, it's going to happen today because of this reason. The things that happen the best to me happen when there's little effort. It just seems to manifest at the right time, as you said. So.
And can you feel that the effort somehow stifles it or blocks it?
Yeah, the harder I've tried it, the less it seems to occur.
Because it contradicts the allowing. Because the effort is about action, and the allowing is about vibrational alignment. So we say it in so many ways, but how do you think that you have brought yourself to a place of letting in the things that you're asking for? Is it just by watching the way you feel?
I think it has a lot to do with how I feel, and definitely paying attention to those things versus getting caught up in a lot of the other workaday things that we focus on that stop us from feeling.
Are any of those workaday things satisfying?
Generally, no.
So why do you put up with them?
I think part of it is habitual and unlearning habits that we have made part of our lives, that as we discard those, we get more aligned. And
do you think that some of them are because of the instant satisfaction from someone else's approval of you?
Yes, I think that quite often we behave in order to make others approve.
So you're going for the short term rather than the long term a little bit. You're looking for something that you can get instantly rather than something that's coming a little bit later. But can you feel how it's the manipulation of a condition for immediate effect rather than a realization of the emotion without the condition?
Yes, I can see that.
Help us put words to this. What is the reason for the accomplishment or the manipulation or the control of a condition or a circumstance? What's in it for you?
I guess where I'm at is, I don't know if I fully understand whether it's where I'm at or where I'm going, but I know that I'm going to go somewhere else other than where I am right now as far as what I'm doing. I guess focus is something I've desired so that I can feel like, okay, that's the direction I need to go.
And when you feel that that's the direction that I'm supposed to go, what does that feeling feel like?
It feels good. It feels great.
Right place, right time. So Are we accurate when we superimpose over all of this for you? Are we accurate when we say that every condition that you seek to manipulate or understand or control or direct is because you want to feel better and you believe in the manipulation of it that you will feel better?
Yes.
So if you are feeling better, does any condition need to change?
No.
And oddly, don't you find that when you're in that soft, natural place, that's when the condition does change? And here's the thing that we want you to hear. As the condition changes and you realize it, it's that realization, that's when the idea comes. Can you sort of get what we're talking about?
Yeah, it's getting yourself out of the way almost.
It's exactly that, but we are so close to getting it into a framework that you can comprehend and feel the satisfaction of. It's the cart before the horse thing, and we've been jabbing at this for many, many years, and you've been feeling resonance with it in lots of different ways, but we are about ready to bring it all the way home for you. So hang in here with us just a little bit, and let's get this squared away here and now, because this is the perfect opportunity to do it. So what we are saying is that the creation that you think you're trying to figure out is already done. And just for a little bit, set aside how it got done and who did it. We all did it together, and we did it incrementally, and part of it was done before you were even born, and you've been adding to it ever since. And now it is, no matter what it is, it's ready to be realized by you in whatever form you are now capable of realizing it. Oh. So, for example, what we're saying to you is as precise and as important as these words. It's possible for you to walk to the tree that is dangling the fruit, and that at the precise moment that you arrive at the tree, the fruit is ripe and ready for you. So, from what you know about you and fruit, because all things are always accurate, in other words, it's not this way sometimes and this way and other times. From what you know about you and fruit, what would you say are the components that get you there when the fruit is ready for you? Did you will the fruit into unnatural ripeness?
No.
Then how is it so, if our story is accurate, and it is, that every time you walk and reach out for it, it's ready for you? What is the factor? Your inspiration.
Yeah, I put it out there.
But it is your timing. It is your timing relationship with it. In other words, this is the struggle that so many of you have. Things are in your vortex, and they are ready for you. The question is, are you ready for them? And then the bigger question is, what are you going to do so that you are ready for them? Because you think that the fruit's out there having its experience on its own, and it is never having its experience apart from you. You and the fruit are one. Write that down. You are one. So how are you going to have a satisfying experience with it? It's already done its part. It's already received from you all that you've asked for it to be. It already has become. And all of the elements of the universe and source, it has already come to fruition. It's already there. And so what are the elements? What do you bring to the party? What do you bring to this co-creation? And it's all about your readiness. So then we'll just speak the obvious. If you are upset about things, if you are mad about things, if you are not pleased with the way life has been going for you, if you've been beating the drum of things going wrong, then you're nowhere near vibrational readiness to receive that. And so you get there and it's not ready, or you get there or it's rotten. Then you come to these erroneous and flawed conclusions that there's something wrong with you. And we want to say nothing is ever wrong with you. It's just your timing is off. And by your timing being off, we mean your vibrational frequency is not in balance with what you're wanting. When you ask for something, it is there, but you've got to find the frequency of what you're asking for.